It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That, of course, is Great White with Desert Moon, and that goes out to Sarina.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So here's a situation, Mr. Reagan.
Okay.
We've got Bobby Blotzer
Okay.
going out as Rat. Then we got both Jack Russell and Mark Kendall, who both have a band claiming to be Great White.
Okay.
Of course, Mark Kendall and his lineup has gotten the right to use the name Great White.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Jack Russell goes out as Jack Russell's Great White.
Right.
So, in relation to the two situations, how do you break down the two differences?
Well, man, this is the prime example, because ultimately you would think that it would lean toward Mark Kendall's, just because doesn't he have like all guys that were in Great White except for the singer?
He's got obviously Terry Ilowis is fronting Great White.
Yeah.
Then you got Michael Arty.
Right.
You've got obviously Mark Kendall.
Mm-hmm.
You got Audie Desbro. So you got three of the four members, and then they've always had this floating bass player because Sean McNabb was in there at one point, and Tony Montana was in there at one point, and Teddy can't remember his last name, but he was in that, and so they've had rotating door with bass players, but the four core guys, Mark Kendall, obviously Jack Russell, Audie Desbro, and Michael Arty.
Right.
So three of the four are in the Great White band, and then Jack Russell, the voice, is in his own band.
Yeah, dude, it's such a tough call, because I know if it was me, if I was a Great White fan, I would want to see Jack Russell.
Okay.
But that being said, who should be allowed to have the name? I kind of would lean the other way, because it's closer to the product.
Sure. So basically, what you're saying, that as far as the legal aspect is concerned, you would lean with the majority members in one band, but who you would want to see and hear is the voice of the band.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
For that band.
Sure.
For that band. Because there's other bands that, Yngwie Malmsteen as an example. What are you going to go and see? Doogie White's Rising Force or Yngwie with whatever fucking singer he pulls in?
Sure.
So it varies from band to band. But, in Great White's case, I mean, for what this is hard for me because I'm not a fan. But certainly people identify those songs with Jack. They don't identify. I can't. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Tell me if I'm wrong. But people don't listen to Great White and think, "Oh, hey, that's Mark Kendall on guitar," do they?
Well, Mark does have a signature sound where Great White is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that very bluesy sound.
Right.
He does have the Great White sound.
But is that why people were drawn to Great White?
No, they're drawn to them because of the performance of the songs and probably the recognizable vocal. But again, it always comes back to the guitarist and the vocalist.
Right.
Always.
Mm-hmm. It does. And again, this is a hard one for me because I'm just not a fan.
Sure.
And to this day, I still can't figure out why I'm not a fan, because, I mean, they're pretty, I don't know, they're pretty foreigner in the classic metal world to me. They're kind of just generic corporate rock.
Sure.
Is what it sounds like to me. And I should like that, I guess, but I don't know. I just never really got into them very much.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fan. I love Great White.
Sure. And both of us are friends with, everybody in the band pretty much.
For the most part, yeah.
We get along great with Jack. We get along with Mark. We get along with, obviously Sean, who was in the band. We get along with Terry. So, we like those guys. I've never understood why I don't like them. I've tried to.
Sure.
It's just not my thing.
Right. Well, anyway, I will see Jack Russell's Great White on the 17th of June.
What? You're going to a show?
With Dokken. They're playing with Dokken an hour east of me.
Okay.
So they'll be playing at a show, and I'm just going to go hang out.
Is that a Saturday or Friday?
It's a Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Friday night.
Cool.
So I'll see him then, and the thing is I'm not going to talk about too much about what goes on behind the scenes, but I just hope Jack is doing better. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, we've heard some awful things.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, come on.
I know.
Yeah, I mean the guy, and he and I are the same age.
Wow.
But to look at him, he's like 15 years older.
Yeah, well, that's what hard drug use does to you. And that's not a secret that he's a hard drug user.
No, I mean, obviously it landed him in the hospital and made him take a hiatus from the band, which is how he lost his gig.
Right.
And, they basically said to, and if you weren't aware of it, that was the crux of why he is no longer in Great White, is because the other guy said, you know what, we can't afford to cancel shows due to your excesses or your illnesses or your physical condition, and you need to pledge that you're going to keep it on the straight and narrow.
Right.
And he's like, fuck you guys. I'm not pledging anything.
I'm not promising you dick.
Right. So he's just like, I'll just go do my own thing.
Yep.
And he did, obviously.
Yeah, and it's sort of working, I guess. I mean, I've heard those shows are good, too.
Yeah, I have not heard a whole lot lately of the Mark Kendall version at all.
No, that just did disappear. They might be off the road, though, are they? Or are they not?
I don't know.
Yeah. They're probably off the road.
But I know that they made that album. And they, when we talked to Mark the last time, which was a couple years ago,
right?
He was still had that old school mentality. Oh, we're shopping it to radio.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on. Don't waste your money. Well, we hired a marketing firm and they're going to shop it to radio. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, that worked.
It doesn't matter what kind of money you put into a marketing firm. They're never going to get that played, ever.
Yeah, it worked. What's the name of that album?
I can't tell you.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. And I don't mean that to be mean. That's just the reality of today's music world, Mm-hmm. So, again, I haven't heard anything lately about Mark Kendall's lineup with Terry Illowis.
Yeah.
But I do know Jack is out there pretty consistently playing.
Sure. Well, he put out a song sort of recently, didn't he?
I think so. And not only that, but Jack is personally, he doesn't have people working it, but he personally handles his social media.
I know.
Because if you're a fan of Jack Russell, say on Twitter, and lately I've been kind of lax on my Twitter. I just haven't really done much with Twitter lately.
Right.
But Jack will respond to you personally on Twitter, and he's got thousands of followers. And anybody who says, hey, I went to this show, or hey, it's Throwback Tuesday or whatever it is, and here's a picture of me and Jack, and he'll comment on every single post.
Sure.
Every single one.
And you know what else he does, which I thought was pretty unique for a guy that's had success? Like, I follow him on Facebook, I guess. And I honestly guess, because I don't remember ever following him, but on my birthday, he sent me a personal birthday message.
Nice.
I was like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Jack works the social media, and me and my philosophy on social media, that's what social media is for. If you're in a band, if you've got a radio show, if you're an author, if you manufacture products or whatever the case may be, there's where social media works. People showing you what they had for lunch, not so much. Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Jack took sympathy for the handicapped, and he follows me on Twitter even.
He follows you? Well, I think Jack follows back anybody who follows him. And
know.
he's just very very interactive, and I admire the guy for taking the time to do that, because I see people post photos and things from the show, or hey, I went to the show, saw Jack Russell's Great White, great show tonight, blah blah blah, and Jack will comment, thanks for coming out, thanks for being a part of the, supporting the show, and he'll throw out a personal thanks and all that stuff, and I think, wow, that's pretty cool. Why are you breathing so hard? Tim, why are you breathing so hard?
It's just the show makes me hot.
Well, what's up, Tim? You got something of relevance to talk about?
Yeah, just two things. I'm not going to call in very much today, but I was just thinking of you guys, and I thought of this. What do you get? What do you get when you cross a Hell's Angel with a Mormon?
Thanks so much for calling, Tim. It has been a wonderful call.
You got to hear this stuff.
Well, hurry up.
What do you get when you
give me the answer. Hell's Angel with a Mormon. What is it?
Someone that knocks on your door and tells you to fuck off.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
Bye, Tim. I gave you the setup to get rid of him ahead.
I know. I cut him off.
Damn it, Neely.
I cut him off.
All right.
Someone who knocks on your door and tells you to fuck off. Bump.
Not even. He doesn't even get a drum beat for that. That was just a bad joke.
Ugh, Tim. I love you, brother. I really do, but God damn it. Stay on point.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's such a big request. Yeah. All right.
Tim should just start dialing about 4 numbers and just hang up on himself. And just say, fuck, this is not going to go well. Tim, that's what you need to do. Just say that to yourself while you're dialing the numbers. This isn't going to go well.
Right.
And then actually listen to yourself. And then I'll bet you save yourself 90% of the embarrassment.
Yeah. Sometimes, Tim, you come off and are funny as fuck. Other times it's just like, ugh. It's like 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Other times it's a Hell's Angels and a Mormon joke.
Right.
Not that I'm an aficionado on comedy. I'm really not. But anytime any part of what you're about to say has both the words Hell's Angel and Mormon in it, that's a clue not to call. That's a clue not to deliver that joke. Am I wrong on this?
No, and this is not a stand-up comedy club.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.